Hi everybody, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Maciek. I work as a technical support in AC.
My name is Marcin Grigorczuk and I'm also technician from AC Technical Support Department.
We like to kindly invite you all on this webinar that will be about 400 DPI controller, direct injection controller, and every possible or most common issues and problems that you can face during conversion and during adjustment. So we're going to talk about this controller, 400 DPI.
This one is model B2.
Yes, this is model B2 in plastic case. And our patient is a vehicle called Skoda Superb.
It's a 2014 2-liter TFSI engine, 147 kilowatts. This is our test car. We're testing mostly new solutions for the 400 DPI and the direct injection engines on that car. And also we make some mess with the wiring to show most common problems what can be found at the conversion moment.
Yes, exactly. So let's imagine that this car has just finished being converted. So we do the first connection to PC computer, and let's see what's going to happen, what issues, problems we're going to face, how to solve them, and how to make the car work properly on gas after conversion.
Okay, maybe let's start from the beginning. Today we focus on the electrical problems, not mechanical ones. And always after conversion we have to connect the computer, check that all signals are connected correctly, there is no problems with the readings, etc., etc. Maybe at first, at the conversion moment, for the direct injection engines, we always provide appendixes for the particular engines in particular cars. And always at the conversion moment, we have to follow the instructions from the appendix. But not always everything is the same like in the appendix. For example, the wire colors can be changed by producer of the car maker, or maybe some different car ECU.
Yes,
many things can be changed.
Many things can happen, and it also happens that that the person converting the car just makes a simple mistake by putting wires different way or into different pin numbers in the petrol ECU. So it happens. We will show you today how to deal with it, how to convert and plug all cables properly. So maybe let's start from showing the appendix for this car.
Maybe yes. Maybe let's open the appendix.
This is a CCCZ engine.
Okay. To find the appendix, we can use the AC STAG application, and we can find all documentation in help menu. Some issues.
Go to help and to documentation.
Okay, using the light version, but no problem at all. Okay, it's different version of the software. Okay. All documentation can be found here. No, sorry. Too many versions of the software right now. Okay.
So we choose the language, English.
Yeah, we choose the STAG 400 DPI folder. After that we can choose the language, and here we see all appendixes provided by us to convert the cars. Okay, we have to find our engine code, which is CCZ, as in that Skoda. And when we open the appendix, we have all guidelines to connect all wiring, all signals.
Exactly.
To the
Even how to drill manifold properly, what injectors to use, what size of nozzle diameter to use. Every possible information you can find here in the appendix, as well as the pin numbers of signals in petrol computer.
Sometimes car makers can swap the wire colors in the connectors, as we see on this photo in appendix. And we can make a mistake here also when we're connecting the signals, everything. This is why sometimes it's better, always it's better to follow the pin number instead of the wire color as well.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Also we have information how to drill the nozzles, how to connect other signals like OBD connections, pressure sensor, RPM signal, etc., etc. Also there is information about the location of the petrol ECU and some graphical interpretation of the connector in the petrol ECU itself. Okay, let's say we finish the conversion, and right now we would like to check all the signals. They are working, they are connected properly, everything in the software is read properly as well. To do this, we have to start the engine.
Yes,
and
let me do this.
Check that everything is connected properly. Let's wait for Maciek to start the engine. Of course, we make a lot of changes in the wiring just to show what problems we can match at the conversion time. Okay, let's go to the software right now. To connect with the car, we have to use port menu, choose the proper COM port where we have connected serial wire or Bluetooth interface. In my case, it will be Bluetooth interface as well. Okay, waiting for the connection. And now we are connected. Always when we're connecting to the brand new ECU, it should be an information about the new firmware's update or something like that. And it's always better to do this before we start anything else. In that case, we have already updated ECU and we can start checking the signals. Okay, and first thing what we can check is the OBD connection. Okay, let's try to connect to the OBD system. Because we want to see the parameters. Okay, we have some issues with the OBD, but no worries, we will try to do this later. Also, we have to check the parameters like gas pressure, manifold pressure as well, petrol pressure sensor, and here I see first issue because we see 5 volts right now, and usually the voltage should be around 1.2 up to even 2 volts when engine is idling. Next problem, what I see, there is no petrol dosage as well, and it could be caused by, for example, by the ignition switch signal when it's not connected properly. But in this case, ignition switch signal is connected properly because we see the status of the system is a petrol, everything is connected, okay, everything is working. Next problem what can cause missing petrol injection dosage, it's missing RPM signal, and as we can see, there is no RPM signal.
Yeah, so these 3 signals are connected to each other. Without RPM signal, we will not see petrol injection timing signal. Without petrol injection timing signal, we cannot see proper gas injection signals.
Also, without a proper petrol pressure signal, we are not able to read the petrol dosage properly. Everything is related to these three signals. Okay, we can try to find the proper signal of the RPM. Maybe it's a camshaft. Okay, no, nothing. Maybe it's an issue with the voltage of RPM signal. Also, we don't see the signal. And last thing, what left? It's a bad connection of the RPM. In that case, we make this specially. We disconnect the RPM signal just to show the relation between the RPM injection signal and how it's working. Okay, maybe let's go to the car. We will connect the RPM signal and we will see what will change after that.
Poczekaj.
Okay, our RPM signal is connected, and let's see what is happening in the software right now.
Okay, so let's go to the software, and we can easily see that right now we see RPM signal properly, 800 something, and as well with RPM signal we can see petrol injection dosage.
And right now everything looks better, but because of the improper petrol pressure signal, gas dosage is quite high, because usually when everything is okay, petrol injection dosage should be around 1 millisecond, 0.9 millisecond, 0.8 milliseconds. Here we have 2.6 milliseconds, which is very, very high, like for the cars with the direct injection. And because of that, we have to change something also in the wiring of the car, because we have improperly connected pressure signal. Of course, we done this also to the purposes of this webinar, and we have to reconnect the wires just to have proper injection signal. Okay, Maciek, maybe let's turn off the engine.
Okay.
We'll disconnect the controller for the safety reasons and try to connect the signal properly.
Of petrol pressure?
Petrol pressure.
Yes.
Jesus, what mess when we were done here. Okay. We have our signal, and here we have the signal of the car. Okay, let's try to reconnect this.
Okay, so basically what we are trying to show you is that when you connect to the car and see 5 volts on petrol pressure, it means that something is not okay, not properly connected. You need to check it again and see if the connection was made properly. Because in this case, the gas dosage would be crazy. When our controller is seeing 5 volts of petrol pressure, it will make very, very rich mixture.
It will simply calculate the petrol dosage improperly. Okay.
Okay.
Also, we always recommending to solder the wires. Only for reasons of this webinar, we have to do this quicker. You know, this is why it's how it looks like.
Just to show you few most common issues.
Okay, Maciek, let's start the engine.
Okay.
Okay, engine started. And once again, let's go to the software. As you can see right now, the petrol pressure looks much better. Actually, it starts working on the gas, but we'll go to this after a moment, after a while. And as you can see, the petrol dosage also changed to the more common values like 1.2, 1.0 milliseconds.
Yes, and they look pretty much the same on every injector, which is also crucial and important to have the time here on injection dose, that the time will have same value. For example, there is injection pulse level parameter, which is right now set to 5 volts. Let's say, for example, I change it to 2 volts or even lower than that. We lose petrol injection times.
It's also a common problem because some people can, by the coincidence, change this parameter, you know, and also has issues with the reading of the petrol dosage as well.
Yes, exactly, and this would affect everything. Also, not proper reaction on gas if the petrol injection dosage would be not adjusted properly. So you just, and every car with direct injection can be different. In most cars, the 3 or 5 volts would be okay, but in some cars you have to just look for the good times. Let's see right now. We can see that dosage on number 1 injector and 4 is different than on number 2 and 3, which is also not okay. So we go up with this pulse level to search good stable injection times. Let's say 3.5 volts.
For this car, 5 volts.
I also agree.
Also, this parameter will be changed automatically after auto calibration, which will start in the few minutes time. Also, there is some other parameters like this injection pulse filter, but this is used particularly for the Hyundai cars from the American market.
Yes, exactly.
For other cars, there is no need. Also, it can make some problems during the further operation. Okay, let's check that we have everything set properly. Okay, RPM signal is okay.
Yeah, so we do usual stuff. We choose fuel type, LPG. We choose type of gas injectors that we are using. We are using ACW03. In terms of direct injection, it's essential to use AC products from mechanical range of products like AC, STAG, reducer and injectors, because these all three components with controller, they make perfect sense and work properly with each other.
Also, we see here star mark. Then something was changed in the gas injector settings. Let's check this. Okay, as we can see, one of the injectors is acquired to the second bank. This car has only one bank, which means then we have to join it to the proper bank, which is bank 1. Also, as we've seen, the injection sequence is changed, because when we change the banks on the 4 or 6 or 8 cylinder engines, we also have to advance the injection sequence, which means that in this particular car, regularly, if we have one bank, the injection sequence is advanced by 180 degrees. What does it mean? The normal firing order in that car is cylinder 1, 3, 4 and 2. And when we are advancing the settings, advancing the injection pulse, signal from the injector, petrol injector 1 will be read from the injector 1, but the gas dosage will be injected to the cylinder 3. This is why this is how we are advancing the injection signals. If we will have 360 degrees with two banks, injection pulse from cylinder 1 will be calculated and it will be injected on the gas at cylinder 4 because of the firing order. Okay, now we have firing order okay, banks okay, injectors are okay.
Want to proceed with auto calibration or?
OBD, everything working fine, and we can proceed to the auto calibration because now we have all needed signals working properly. Okay, let's start.
Let's maybe wait for the engine temperature to reach 60 degrees.
Ah, yeah, we also need to wait to the engine warm up to 60 degrees because all parameter has to be stable on the petrol. As you've seen, at some point we've seen the yellow background in the petrol injection dose. This means that engine working with the extra injection routine, which basically means that after basic injection time, there is some short pulses just to enrich the mixture on the petrol, to keep the catalytic converter warm up as well. Also, it's a good idea to choose the parameters like short and long fuel trim, engine temperature, also the system status and fuel pressure as well, to monitor what is happening with the pressure, etc., etc. Okay, we still have to wait a moment because we have only 56 degrees. Also, in some cars there is some intelligent charging of the battery, and in some cars it can cause some issues with the reading of the petrol injection pulses as well. This is why we have to use this injection pulse level parameter to adjust proper reading of the petrol injection dosage, and it's helpful, especially when we have some smart battery charging system. Still 3 degrees.
Let me warm up it.
Yeah. So far all parameters look fine. But we also changed something in the wiring. We will see this after when the auto calibration process will start. In some cars it's taking a while to warm up the engine. One degree left. Okay, we have it. Okay, now we have 60 degrees reducer temperature, and we can start auto calibration process. Okay, here we have information that the engine has to be warm up, all parameters has to be stable, lambda should work, lambda sensor should work in full range, no errors, etc., etc. We have this condition, all
yes. We can also,
conditions complete.
During auto calibration, we need to show our controller what kind of engine we converted. So this is CCZ engine 2.0 TSI. We click OK. And
okay.
Wait for the
what is happening
process
right
to finish.
Now? System simply checking the signals from the petrol ECU, calculating the petrol dosage, the petrol pressure on the idle, RPM, temperature, everything, just to read properly the petrol injection time. And after some period of time, it will start turning on gas injectors one by one, just to check the mixture, everything, okay, we started right now. Let's turn electro valves and starting with the first cylinder. And as we can see, gas injection time is very short, 1.8, 1.9 millisecond, which is quite short.
Yeah, which means that these injectors just do not even open because 1.7, 1.8, like right now, is the border opening time for gas injectors.
Everything below 1.7 injector will open randomly, and it will not work properly. In that case, it means that it's something wrong. But let's wait. Maybe it will pass the auto calibration. Something it stopped at 1.7 milliseconds. Okay, this value is blocked in that ECU. Okay, maybe let's stop this and
let's
restart.
stop and maybe let's check what's going on. Can you go to maps section, Marcin?
Actually, we have to use different software. Okay,
yes.
Let's pass it like that. Okay, let's start once again. Because we're doing many tests on this car, some parameters are blocked in the ECU by our constructors. But okay, we will see. Maybe it will pass this auto calibration. So far, all parameters looks okay. But for sure, we know that it's something wrong with the cylinder 1 because 1.7 milliseconds is very short.
Very short.
Injection time.
And would be very hard to adjust the car to work properly on gas on this kind of short gas injection time, 1.7, 1.8.
Also, when it's running on the gas, we see two values, the petrol real and petrol PCM. What does it mean? In some engines, we are using the petrol pressure emulation to reduce the petrol consumption. And petrol real parameter is showing the real pressure from the petrol injection rail. Petrol PCM showing the emulated pressure by our ECU. And this voltage is shown for the petrol ECU to maintain, to make the petrol ECU to reduce the real pressure in the injectors rail. Because as we know, petrol injectors are always working, even on the gas, to maintain petrol injectors working properly.
Yes, exactly. Let's do another test because we can clearly see that auto calibration doesn't work, so something must be wrong, right?
Now we can try to do some tests manually.
Yes, so we go to map section. No.
Okay, let's do this like that.
Okay.
Let's set multiplier by 200.
Yeah, and let's turn on injectors one by one. And in the same moment, let's look at the STFT and LTFT fuel trims. What are we going to see here?
Okay, as we can see, mixture is getting richer, but okay, let's try increase the multiplier and see what's happened. Okay, as you see, gas injection time changed as well. And mixture getting richer and richer. It means that it's something wrong with the emulation of this cylinder, of this injector. Okay, there is a simple trick to check this. My laptop don't want to listen to me. Okay, let's say we set the multiplier 0, which means the gas injection time will be also 0. And as you can see on the first injector, gas injection time is 0 right now, but engine still working.
Yes, still working, and
Fuel trims
fuel
are
trim
okay.
are very good. So that means we are not cutting petrol properly.
Okay, let's try the second injector. Clearly it's something wrong.
Yes.
It starts misfiring. Okay. Let's try third injector.
Also misfiring, which means we
Also
are
working very
emulating.
well. And fourth injector. Same story. What does it mean? It means that the first cylinder running only on the petrol, 100% on the petrol, and system still reading the injection time, everything properly. What can cause this situation? First of all, emulation channel for the cylinder 1 can be connected to the plus side of the injector. Second of all, the emulation wires can be swapped, and we have to check the wires. Okay, let's pass to the car.
Yeah, let's go.
And we actually swap the signals.
Yes, just to show you what is going to happen when you connect the full colored wire into different way that it's supposed to go.
Right now, the wire which reading the signal from the petrol ECU is connected directly to the injector, and the wire which emulating the signal for the petrol ECU is connected to the ECU, and in that case, the petrol will flow as on the petrol without the gas system.
Yes, exactly.
Same story here.
Same story?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, twist okay. No, here is here is okay.
This one is fine.
Here is good.
Okay. Let's connect everything.
Okay, can I start the engine?
Yeah, you can start the engine. Okay, let's connect software once again. Okay, clear the map. We don't need it anymore.
Yes, and let's make the same test that we made previously.
Actually, let's pass the auto calibration, and later we can do this.
Okay.
Okay, we have temperature, everything okay. Just problem with the OBD connection.
Yeah, it's connected. We can start.
Now we are. Now, let's wait for the status change, because now engine is heating up. Okay, we have closed loop, and we can start the auto calibration. Everything looks the same, even injection times are the same. But at this time, I think it will pass the auto calibration with much higher injection times on the gas.
Yeah, let's wait for the first injector to start working.
Still system acquiring the signals.
Yeah,
Okay.
it started. Solenoid valve opened. Gas injection time higher, about 2 milliseconds.
I
We
think
can also
after
see
all four, it will be
yes.
it will be something around 2.2, 2.3.
Yes. In terms of gas injection, every time that's 2 or above, it's good. The shorter times, let's say 1.8, 1.7, are some kind of, let's say, way to think about that something can be wrong on the cables, on the connections.
Okay, as we can see, 2.3. I even guessed. Fuel trims looks fine, engine working smoothly, and at this point we are sure that everything is connected properly and it will pass the auto calibration.
Yes, and we also get the info from the software that everything was okay, and we need to adjust the multiplier map on the road.
On the roads.
So let's say we're gonna make same test like we did before, just to show you that it's gonna work completely differently.
No.
Okay.
Because you want to shut off
Yeah.
the engine.
I'm turning on gas injector number 1, and let's see the fuel trims here.
Okay, what's happened now?
Yeah, and it's
Engine
getting
is
poor.
firing.
Yes, and the mixture is getting very poor, which means we solved the problem. Right now the emulation was done properly. Yeah, so that's, I think, pretty much it.
Yeah, just let maintain the mixture, because I think it's clean right now. It's got only one injector.
Yes. And we always hear from workshops, from technicians that we often speak to or see, that some of them are afraid of direct injection conversion. There's no need to be afraid. The system is dedicated to certain engine code, which means that the conversion can be even more simple than multi-point injection,
we have all connections,
yes,
everything.
all connections are in the appendix. If you follow the steps during conversion, you can achieve very, very properly working car on gas after conversion. So I think from our side that will be pretty much it.
There's more different issues, because as we are cooperating with people all over the world, you know, there is some different stories. Some other most common, other are stranger, but still there is a lot of different issues. In that short period of time, we was able to show only this most common issues as we have with in the workshops who cooperate, who working with the STAG 400 DPI. But yeah, for today we have I think most common problems what we are meet in the technical support department.
Exactly. So to sum up, don't be afraid about our STAG 400 DPI controller. Don't be afraid of converting direct injection cars. Always check the engine code before the conversion and check if the conversion is possible. You can always also call us and we will check it for you. And we wish you Merry Christmas and good quality family time during Christmas period. And see you next month and next year.
Next year, yeah. Okay, bye.